I grew up here. This is my dad's farm. You have a blessing to be able to grow up and do things in the woods, from hiking and dirt bike riding. My dad did this for 35 years. One of the things I learned from him was how to work with just one customer at a time, and that was really instilled in me. Provide really good customer service, and people will follow you, and that's kind of been our cornerstone of our business there.
You have an entire team that's working for you.
We're never having to chase after an agent or someone in the office for information.
Nathan was always available for questions.
It was just an easy process.
We had people coming in, giving us offers, and we ended up getting our full asking price.
The expertise, the attention, we didn't have a question that went unanswered.
Everything about dealing with Nathan Clark is it's a real joy.
The Nathan Clark team had my best interest in mind. They were working for me and not for anyone else.
The journey for the Nathan Clark & Associates started with me after I married Nathan, and we decided to work together for one goal.
Well, Jamie was 22, I was 23. We got married young. We started our company, started building it up from there.
We went from 30 listings a year up to almost, I believe, 400. Now we are the top real estate company in Rhode Island, and also we were just named top 100 in the United States.
We handle anywhere from 5 to 15% of the market in any particular town and city. Over the entire state, we handle a little over 1% of the entire market. There's about 15,000 sales a year in the state of Rhode Island.
There's one agent I recommend because they guarantee to sell your home.
In Rhode Island, I would hire Nathan Clark. No one outsells Nathan's team in all of Rhode Island. His marketing creates so much demand that Nathan can guarantee if your home doesn't sell on terms you agree to, he will buy it.
I'm so proud to endorse him. It's not just about buying and selling. Yes, it takes the stress away, it makes things a lot easier, but because you know what he does in the community and you know the difference that he's making, there's the good warm feeling that comes with that as well.
When I opened up my own business and built our own team, my wife and I together, we wanted to look at having our core values line up with everything that we did in business. If it's just about selling more houses or making more money, it becomes empty. You have to have something else that you wake up for, you go to work for, rather than just a me.
We enjoy helping people. We do care. Nathan's a caring person, and we believe it's important to give back to the community. And why not start with children?
That's where we came up with being able to give to Hasbro's Children's Hospital.
Hasbro Children's Hospital plays a vitally important role to the community here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. We're the only pediatric hospital in the entire state. So we see over 150,000 patients annually through our emergency departments, inpatient and outpatient clinics.
Myself and Jamie, we both used Hasbro's services when we were children. My wife had 4 holes in her heart as a baby, and she went to Hasbro.
My memories of Hasbro have always been positive, and everyone there has been great from all the years I needed to go up until 12 years old. Knowing that I could give was important for me to do that.
I remember having acute asthma as a child, being into Hasbro. You see a child maybe pushing around an IV and they're going through chemotherapy or something like that. That really kind of stops you right then and there, and you kind of realizes, my problem's not really that big. There's some parents that are going through some really difficult things, some kids going through very difficult things, and these are just little kids.
So we have an operating budget here at the hospital that pays for those things like machines and beds and all of that good stuff that's vitally important to caring for a patient, but philanthropy is what allows us to make a kid while they're here at the hospital.
Hasbro has created a room for families to go in that almost takes them out of the hospital setting so they can have some type of normalcy while having to stay at the hospital for sometimes long term.
They actually have washing machines, so the parents can actually clean their clothes while their children are taken care of. Parents can relax and kind of take their mind off of the machines and their child being sick. And every sale that we get, every referral that we get, we give a portion of our income back to Hasbro, and that's a great vehicle to help donate to them.
A little girl pops to mind that was feeling down. Her nurses and doctors said that she wouldn't smile, wouldn't talk to anybody. And then our musician, Michael Bresler, came in from our Musician on Rounds program, which is supported by the Healing Arts. He started strumming some beats on his guitar, and the next thing you knew, she was smiling and singing along. If we didn't have companies like Nathan Clark and Associates that were willing to go out into the community and raise money, those things simply wouldn't exist. And those are the things that make a children's hospital a children's hospital.
Look, I've had to sell a home in the past. I know what a headache it is and how much stress and worry there is involved. He's got a system where you guys sit down at the beginning with Nathan and you agree upon a price and time of possession. And if the home doesn't sell, he buys it from you. So right away, you know there is very likely going to be a sale down the road. And by the way, it's going to happen so quickly.
Our guaranteed sale program really helps us stand out above the competition. You know, most agents will come out there and promise to work really hard and promise to sell their property, but we actually guarantee it. We sit down with you, and what we do is go over what the value of your property is worth. And if we can't sell the property, we'll purchase that home for you. Now, of course, there's conditions that apply of simple, we need to agree upon the price we purchase the property for and when we close on it, but this gives our clients peace of mind to know no matter what, that we'll step in and buy their property so they can move on with their life.
It's a household name in Rhode Island. I see people marketing their houses and I see them using, you know, their uncle, their friend, their daughter, their son. And really, when you're selling your home, this is a big, important business transaction. The home is usually the most valuable asset that a person has. And you really want to think wisely before you choose a realtor. You want a realtor who is going to be as aggressive as possible at getting your home out onto the market, getting it so the public can see it, putting it at the right price. The marketing is just so important.
You know, according to the National Association of Realtors, the statistic goes out that the average realtor spends under $250 a year marketing homes. Now, $250 a year, that's less than most people's car payments. This is your biggest asset in life, and you have somebody spending under $250 marketing it for you. I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem right.
We have a Nathan Clark Team Facebook page that we share information on. We also have a team email that we usually send out anytime a new property is about to come on the market or it's coming through the Coming Soon program.
We also advertise on the radio and on the television. So essentially we're able to bring in more sellers and in turn have more buyers.
So Nathan and I discussed how he would put my house on Zillow as a Coming Soon property. Putting the house as Coming Soon created a flurry of activity when the house hit the market, and the buyers knew that there would be high demand for that piece of property, and they knew that they had to compete with other buyers to get it.
We have our own direct feed that we can edit the information that we put on Zillow. That's not something that any other agent could do. We've actually had that built out directly with the advertising department on Zillow, so our clients get premier access to being at the top of the line for buyers to see their properties out there. And that's something that other agents just can't do.
When the first offer came in on my house, it was a very strong offer because the buyer wanted the home, but the buyer also had to get his home sold. And what my buyer ended up doing is he ended up hiring the Nathan Clark team to sell his house.
We have a buyer in waiting program where we actually have buyers that are in our database that we'll send them our home when we first list it and let them know about it.
Buyers love that we have access to properties before they get on the market. You know, they love that we have a network to where we bring in so many listings that they have the availability to, you know, it just seemed it would be an easier transaction for them.
I kept passing by a house where my mother-in-law grew up, and it was for sale for 2 years under a different real estate agent. And then one day I drove by and I saw Nathan's sign. Inside of 3 weeks, the house was sold. That's where he makes the difference, and that's how the system works best.
So one of the biggest misconceptions I see out there from consumers looking to sell their property is working with what I call the big box franchise type companies out there to sell their houses, thinking that they're going to get better service and better results because they're a national or worldwide franchise. Now, the first thing that I think the public thinks sometimes is when they hire that one agent, that they get the entire agency to work for them, well, their entire brokerage. Coming from a big box franchise before I opened my own company, I can tell you that's the farthest thing from the truth. Many of the brokerages have never sold a house before, and really their focus on getting lots of agents to come work for them and selling them rental space to rent a desk and work under that name. What we've built here at the Nathan Clark team is a unique atmosphere that is not seen at most businesses, and certainly is not very common in the real estate industry.
You do get an entire team. So you're not just getting one real estate agent, you're actually getting the whole physical team of numerous people that are all focusing on you and either your purchasing of a home or the sale of your home.
Our team is very different than everyone else. It's usually a one-man show out there, and when you get Nathan Clark, you get a team.
While I'm, looking for buyers for your home, I have a staff that's doing all the background work that needs to get done to get a transaction, complete.
There is a big portion of the whole transaction that the client kind of doesn't see. It's behind the scenes happening.
There's a lot of detail involved in selling a property or buying a property. We want to make sure we're there from the beginning to the end and after the end.
The Nathan Clark team is night and day from any real estate company that I've ever dealt with.
When you're happy to come to work every day, you see the bigger picture. You see what you're doing and why you're doing it, when we all have a common goal or a common objective to work towards.
I'm part of a mastermind group where we get together and discuss the new trends, what's working well, what's not working well. These agents are in the top 100 in the country. And it's all led by my mentor, my business mentor, Todd Walters, who's been in the industry for over 30 years.
There is a difference in real estate agents and the services they provide and the results that they can get. With Nathan Clark and the Nathan Clark team, you are getting access to highly skilled real estate professionals who daily sit across the table from buyers and sellers, successfully negotiating on behalf of their clients.
There are a ton of things that Nathan's team does that when you sit in front of them, you'll actually understand why they're so much better than everybody else. Because they sell so many more homes, it means they can do more to help you find or sell a home.
The guy is a pro. He knows his business, he understands how to run his real estate business. He's hardworking, he's dedicated, he's an exceptional leader, and he really is a true friend.
We've had people that were moving to Rhode Island, so we helped them sell their house in San Diego, and there's only one person I'd have them call, which is Nathan.
Recently, a gentleman on my team was a big golf advocate. I've never played golf before, but he informed us about golf tournaments and how successful he's been in the past holding them. We got together and we said, well, we can hold a golf tournament. It's a lot of friends and family and past clients that come there. We can raise money by ourselves, but certainly be able to leverage our clients, the number of people we know, and the number of vendors that we work with, to get them all involved, we can raise even more money.
I come from a background of social work before I got into finances. And with 2 daughters of my own, my heart just is in making sure that children are served well. And the Nathan Clark and Associates have really done a great job of making sure that we're doing more than just being in business. We really want to make sure that we're making an impact above and beyond what we do on a regular basis. And man, this charity for Hasbro Children's Hospital, how could you do better than that?
I just wanted to say it's an honor to be here with you guys today, and we're so incredibly grateful for your support and Nathan's support. So thank you guys again for coming out today.
Thank you for you doing that.
It is nice to be able to give back and kind of keep the focus on others, helping others.
I started getting into it as a charity to help give back, but I also remember when I was younger, I had acute asthma, and I'd spend some time there. Mm-hmm. It was only like 2 or 3 times. I think one time I was there for a week. Mm-hmm. But I remember one story. It was a kid that I was with, and he was there he's been there for a while, and he was going through chemo, so he lost all his hair, and he was about 12 years old, in a good spirit. His parents were there. I remember his parents were all the way to New York City got him pizza. He's from New York, but he was at Hasbro.
With our daily lives, right, we get sometimes wrapped up in our own lives, and we sometimes forget that there are people going through things that we can't even imagine.
Working with Nathan Clark and Associates was easy. I think I only ended up looking at 3 houses. They got me, found what I wanted pretty quickly, and they set everything up, and it really wasn't much work on my end at all. He's not only just about himself and about promoting his own brand, but he gives back to the community with something like a golf tournament fundraiser like he does every year.
While everybody's eating, we have different prizes to hand out. We hand out over 30, 40 prizes, from Red Sox tickets to local things that are donated from local radio stations that we work with, WEI, WPRO, Cat Country. They all love to come together and give to such a worthy cause. Our goal today was to raise $15,000 for Hasbro's Children's Hospital. We came in as $14,777. Wow. I'm going to bring the other $223 because we always hit our goal there. So we raised $15,000. We love the community. We love Rhode Island. We love everything it is. It's been great to me. It's been great to my family. And recently we had my first son. He's now 4 years old, Benjamin. It changes how you look at things and why you do things.
I've traveled all over America and to different parts in the world, and I'm always happy to come back to Rhode Island from vacation. It's a small community where everybody knows each other.
We love the beach. We have beautiful beaches here in Rhode Island. Being able to give to the community, but not just that, to be able to employ people, to enrich other people's lives and see other people grow, that's something that helps you get to work every day. It's tough out there in any business, so you have to have a why, and that's my why of why we do it, is to be able to help other people besides just ourselves. If my employees and everybody's happy, it's going to pour over into our clients. And if we focus on what I believe to be just about yourself and just about making more money, I think it's a shallow way of doing business. I think it has to be more about other people, and that's really what we've tried to focus on here at the Nathan Clark team, is how we can give back. That's fulfilling in itself. So, it is the greatest thing you do is to give.